everyone!
I'm Hannah.
I'm Jayan.
So today we'll be talking about the
Microbial-Pathogens.
So this video presentation aims to understand what is microbial pathogen and also to gain knowledge about microbial pathogen in fish and in human.
And how these microbial pathogens being transmitted, and how do we control and prevent these microbial pathogens?
Microbial pathogens. Microbial related to microorganisms, which are tiny living organisms that we cannot see with our naked eye, and pathogen are any organisms that causes diseases to the host. So microbial pathogens are microscopic organisms capable of causing diseases in humans, animals, and plants into their host. This could be virus, bacteria, protozoans, and fungi. First, let us talk about the bacteria. The bacteria or the bacterial pathogen are microscopic living organisms that only have one cell and capable of causing diseases in humans, animals, and plants. Bacteria in human. Bacteria are diverse microorganisms that can inhabit various parts of the human body, including the skin, mouth, gut, and reproductive organs, influencing health and causing diseases. Common examples is first we have the Staphylococcus aureus. These bacteria, Staphylococcus aureus, must be found in skin and in the nose. These bacteria can cause a various infection from minor skin infections like pimple to more serious condition like pneumonia. Another example is we have the Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli can cause illness like diarrhea, urinary tract infections, and kidney infections. Bacteria in fish. Bacteria are among the most common microbial pathogens affecting fish. Common examples are Vibrio spp. Vibrio spp can cause fin rot and skin ulcer on fish. Next example is the Aeromonas hydrophila. Aeromonas hydrophila causes ulcer disease and fin rot too. Now let's proceed to the viruses. Viruses are submicroscopic infectious agents that can only replicate inside the cells of living organisms. Viruses also act as an infectious agents that can target and infect various microorganisms including bacteria, fungi, protists, and archaea. Viruses in human. Viruses that infect humans are abundant and diverse, causing a wide range of diseases from the common cold to more severe illness. Examples are HIV. HIV attacks our immune system, which is our body's defense against illness, and make our immune system weak. If not treated, it can lead into AIDS, which is more severe. HIV mainly spread through unprotected sex. And SARS-CoV-2, a virus that causes COVID-19. It spreads through when people coughs, sneeze, or talks. And lastly, the herpes virus. These lead to conditions like genetical herpes, chickenpox, cold sores, and shingles. Viruses in fish. Viruses can also infect fish, causing various diseases in aquatic environments. Some examples is we have the infectious hematopoietic necrosis virus or the IHNV. IHNV mainly affect fish like salmon and trout, which can lead to death in infected fish. Then we have the viral hemorrhagic septicemia virus or the VHSV. VHSV cause them internal bleeding, organ damage, and sometimes death. And now, Let's talk about the fungi or the fungal pathogens. They are eukaryotic microorganisms that can cause infection. Its infection range from superficial to systematic. Fungal in human. In humans, fungal infections can occur in the skin, in the nails, in the mouth, and in various internal organs. Common examples are: first, we have the Candida spp, which causes infections like oral thrush, vaginal yeast infections, and cutaneous candidiasis. Then we have the Aspergillus spp. These infect human, particularly in those with weak immune systems, which can cause invasive aspergillosis, allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, and aspergilloma. Fungal in fish. In fish, fungal pathogens can infect the skin, fins, gills, and internal organs. Common examples: first, we have the Saprolegnia spp. Saprolegnia spp is a water mold that causes infections on fish such as saprolegnosis, fin rot, and mouth rot. Then, the Aclea spp that causes infections to fish like skin lesions and gill rot. Then lastly is the parasites. Parasitic pathogens include protozoa, helminths, and ectoparasites. They can cause diseases like malaria and intestinal worm infections. Parasitic in human. Parasitic pathogens in human can cause a wide range of diseases, often transmitted through contaminated food, water, soil, or vectors like mosquitoes and ticks. Examples: we have the Plasmodium spp that causes malaria resulting in fever, chills, and fatigue. Parasitic in fish. Parasitic pathogens in fish can cause various diseases and health issues, impacting both wild and farm fish populations. Some common examples is: first, we have the Ichthyoptereus multifilus. This causes ichthyopteriasis, a white spot disease in fish. Next is we have the Diplostomum spp, which causes diplostomiasis, a blindness in the eyes of fish. Then lastly is the Diphyllobothrium spp that causes diphyllobothriasis. So that's all for microbial pathogens, and now my partner will be discussing about the transmission and control and prevention of these microbial pathogens.
So now let's proceed to the transmission of microbial pathogens. So first, we have the direct contact. It involves direct physical contact with an infected person, animal, or surfaces. It is the example of this: touching, kissing, or sexual intercourse. It is a direct form from host to another with any intermediary object. Next is the indirect contact. Pathogen can be transmitted indirectly through contact with contaminated object or surfaces. Example, touching surfaces like doorknob, shared utensils, or towels. In this mode of transmission, the pathogen survive on surfaces and can be transferred to a new host upon contact. So let's proceed to the airborne transmission. Microorganism can be spread through the air via respiratory droplets or aerosol, and it can occur when the infected person coughs, sneezes, and talks, releasing infection particles into the air. These particles can remain suspended in the air for varying periods, potentially infecting others who inhale them. Next is the waterborne transmission. Pathogen can contaminated water source, leading to spread of diseases, drinking by water, recreational water activities, or consumption of contaminated food washed in contaminated water. Water-foodborne transmission is a common route for spread diseases such as cholera and thyroid fever. Each of these transmission routes present distinct challenges for disease control and prevention. Understanding how pathogens are transmitted is crucial for implementing effective public health measures to negotiate the spread and infection disease. This measure may include proper hygiene practices, sanitation, vaccination, and the implementation of infection control protocols in healthcare settings. So now let's proceed to the foodborne transformation. Microorganisms can contaminate food during production, processing, handling, or preparation. The importance of following proper food safety practices is to minimize the risk of contamination and to ensure food safety. So let's proceed to the vector-borne transmission. Some pathogens are transmitted through the bites of vectors such as mosquito, ticks, flies. These vectors can carry and transmit pathogen from one host to another. Refers to the process by which contained pathogen include virus, bacteria, and parasite are transmitted from one host to another through the bite of the vector organisms. So let's proceed to the vertical transmission. Pathogen can be passed from mother to offspring during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding. Vertical transmission refers to a transfer of pathogens such as virus, bacteria, or other infection agents from parents to their offspring. Transmission can occur during different stages. First, pregnancy. Pathogen can pass from the mother to the fetus through the placenta, which the organ that provide nutrients and oxygen to develop baby in the womb. Second, the childbirth. During the process of giving birth, the baby may come into contact with infectious agent present in the mother birth canal or genital tract. The last one is the breastfeeding. Pathogen can also be transmitted through breast milk if the mother is infected. While breast milk provides important nutrients and antibodies to protect the baby from infection, it can also transmit pathogen if the mother is carrying them. And the last one is the nosocomial transmission. Pathogen can spread within healthcare settings, leading to healthcare-associated infection occur through contact with contaminated medical equipment, surfaces, and healthcare workers. To prevent nosocomial transmission and reduce the risk, healthcare facilities implement various infection control measures. And that's all for the transmission of microbial pathogens. So now let's proceed to the prevention and control. Vaccination is stimulating the immune system to develop immunity against specific pathogens. It reduces risk of getting disease by working with your body's natural defenses to build protection. Next is hand hygiene. Regularly washing your hand with soap and water or using alcohol-based hand sanitizer to reduce transmission through direct or indirect contact. Next, we have the water sanitation, ensuring access to clean and safe drinking water through water treatment. It is also reduced to fecal or transmission of pathogen. Next is vector control, controlling vectors like mosquito, ticks, and flies to prevent spread of vector-borne disease. It aims to limit the transmission of pathogen by reducing or eliminating human contact with vector. The next one is the environmental hygiene, maintaining clean environments to reduce transmission of infection agents. It is prevention of control to improve preventing affecting human health. It reduces number of germs, decreased risk of infection to surfaces. And also, we need to wear the PPE or personal protective equipment. It is designed to protect so injuries and spread infection illnesses. And also, we need the antimicrobial stewardship, reduce microbial resistance and decrease the spread of infection that can cause multi-drug resistant organism. And the last one is the surveillance and the monitoring. It also helps to identify the appropriate measure by procedures by means to assess their efficiency. So in conclusion, microbial pathogens are tiny organisms like bacteria, virus, and parasite that can make both fish and humans sick. In fish, they can cause disease and harm fish farm and environment. To keep fish healthy, we need to use things like vaccine to keep their living areas clean. And for human, this pathogen can also cause disease from common colds to more serious illnesses like tuberculosis or COVID-19. Sometimes these germs become resistant to medicine, making them harder to treat. So it is very important to use antibiotic wisely and keep researching new ways to fight these diseases.
So that's all. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!